Hello everybody, welcome to Contrarian Row. I am the Contrarian 357. If you find yourself going to college, you will continuously be indoctrinated with this concept called diversity. But shame on you for thinking that this includes diversity of thought. Now on May 10th, 2017, students at Bethune-Cookman University were set to graduate. Betsy Devos, the Department of Education Secretary, was set to speak at the the commencement. Now, because of the overall false narrative behind Betsy Devos and comments that she made that suggested that she did not have a basic understanding of what historically black colleges were about, the woman got booed relentlessly during her speech, and many of the students turned their backs to her.
Thank you so very, very much for this great honor and privilege. I am honored to become a Wildcat. And it's a real honor and privilege to be with you as we celebrate the Bethune-Cookman University class of 2017. Congratulations to all of you.
You know, there's this notion that younger people are more left of center because they're rebellious and they lack life experiences, and to be perfectly blunt, they're dumb. But when you get older, more mature, and obtain more wisdom, you become more conservative. Here's what I think's happening though. The public schools, the colleges and universities and teachers unions, among other fine institutions, are doing their parts to obstruct their progression. They want to keep young people dumbed down and keep them in the mindset of teenagers. They're easier to control, you see. And it guarantees that these students regurgitate leftist dogma. Here's one leftist ideal: that the government should step in whenever someone willingly takes out a loan, then default on that loan because they can't pay. Now, I bring this up because there was a petition to disinvite Betsy Devos, and one of the complaints was that she withdrew an Obama protection to those who defaulted on their student loans. Question: if you take out a car loan, for example, and for whatever reason you're not able to pay it back,
why wouldn't it be possible?
There are consequences for this, correct? I mean, we're all adults. No one's putting a gun to these people's head and making them sign on the dotted line and making them pay for things that they know they're not going to be able to pay back. These damn people leave college without learning much about taking responsibility for their actions. Keep them dumbed down and indoctrinate them with garbage, and this is what you get. There are schools around the country that are teaching gender identity to kids in kindergarten.
Welcome to the first episode of our
No wonder you have boys thinking they little girls.
LGBT. You ready, Teddy?
And in many cases, parents who object to this have no recourse because there's no diversity of thought.
LGBT is an
Now, if you don't want your little boys, little girls hearing about how Bruce Jenner turned into Caitlyn, well, then you're a bigot. Now, here's where Betsy Devos comes in. She is of the opinion that the free market principles should be applied to education. Wow. You mean parents have the actual right to dictate what their children learn in school according to their own moral compass? And if you don't want your kids to have their minds filled with ideas that are in direct opposition to your teachings at home, and or you just don't want your kids in a shitty school system anymore, you should be given the freedom to put them in, say, a charter school, for example. What? That's a radical idea. Actually, it's not. It makes perfect sense, actually. Kids are in school for 8 hours a day. What about the other 16? Do parents have the right to parent their own children? Or is the ultimate goal to have the state raise your children? Too many schools in this country breed degeneracy and failure.
I am honored
which makes this act against Betsy Devos all so disheartening. First of all, it was straight up disrespectful. Second of all, these niggas ruined their graduation, and for what? Because they couldn't sit there and listen to a speech from someone they disagreed with. They can't disagree respectfully.
In addition to the graduates, there are
people like myself who are outside the black herd mentality are told that they're selling out black people because they don't toe that racial political line. But you know what? Most black people are for school choice and charter schools. Now, before I continue, the NAACP chimed into this issue too. They called for Betsy DeVos to be disinvited also, and they called for the school president to resign. Now, I want to give kudos to the school president for saying that he would stop that ceremony and mail those the diplomas to the students in the mail if they kept that up. So good for him. Anyway, so following this logic of selling out black people, isn't the NAACP then and the teachers unions and this group of idiots at this graduation selling out black people who want to have a better quality of education for the children? This is insane. But as I keep saying, black people are complicit in their own demise. They keep voting Democrat to their detriment, and they give the group like the NAACP tacit approval to speak on their behalf. The NAACP and these teachers unions are both political arms of the Democratic Party. And you have to say, in this case, the NAACP seemingly are on the side of teachers unions. And their train of thought to improving schools, particularly in the inner cities, is to throw more money at it. But here's the thing: I believe the United States is at the top, if not the number one spender when it comes to spending money on education. The U.S. is near the top, and it's done little to nothing. All they'd be doing is lining the pockets of these union bosses at the expense of poor people, particularly poor people in inner cities who are looking to improve the education for their children. So who's selling out who? I say fuck the NAACP, fuck the Democratic Party, fuck the teachers unions, and this group of idiots at this graduation who just wouldn't let this woman speak. Damn. Now look, I don't have too big of a following on YouTube right now to have any detractors, but look, if I have any detractors, if you're out there and you're for the diversity of thought, after watching this video, you will take into consideration what I said instead of merely dismissing me as a coon and Uncle Tom. Matter of fact, tell me what you think in the comment section. Please like or dislike and subscribe, or not. But thank you for watching though. Have a good day.